Hey there, fellow explorers. Today, just like we promised, we're going to give you our review of this Beis luggage set. We just got back from a 19-day vacation in Europe. We went to 7 countries. We took this luggage up and down many, many stairs and cobblestone streets.
Yep.
And airplanes.
Yep.
And so we'll tell you what we thought of it. I'm ready. You ready?
I'm so ready. Let's go.
Where are they going? What'll they see? It's J&T exploring. So let's start off with the carry-on. What'd you think?
A really great bag. Holds a ton. The wheels, honestly, the wheels through like cobblestones of Europe, irreplaceable. They're amazing.
Yeah, I was surprised at how smooth the wheels were on the cobblestones.
Yeah.
Great wheels. Or like on the carpet or like on even surfaces inside the airports. It was great.
The handle, the cushion, on the handle is really, really nice. It was very comfortable, especially a lot of times I was gripping the bag quite hard, pulling it through all the different streets and everything, so it was nice for my hands. The whole reason I needed a new carry-on was my handle got stuck and wouldn't go up and down anymore, so this works amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's very smooth.
Well, and at the end of the trip, we had bought so much stuff that we had to use the extender on this bag.
Yeah.
And that was super handy too, because it let us put even more stuff in here because there's no weight restriction on these bags, but there is on a check bag.
Right.
So that was really nice to be able to utilize that on here.
Yeah, and then actually what was nice is after I had extended it, I was able to, once it was closed, I was able to zip the extender closed too, so then it would fit in the overhead bin a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
I really loved the carry-on.
Yeah, it was nice. It fit in all the overhead bins, on the trams that we were on the different trains we were on.
Yep. Good size. It's actually a little bit bigger than yours, I think.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than my carry-on, but it's still like we didn't run into any size issues or anything. It held up pretty well. The finish on the outside, it got a couple
little scuffs.
Yeah, little blemishes, but like nothing major. You know, there's no dents, there's no cracks. I feel like this one held up really, really well.
Yeah. And then we also have the Weekender. This is the mini Weekender, so it's the smaller version.
That's crazy to me because this is huge.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It holds, I would say, a fair amount. It's not gonna hold like a ton of clothes, but it does hold a decent amount. It opens into like a square so that you can get things easily in and out of there. It's got tons of pockets. There's like this laptop pocket. There's 3 pockets on the inside, and then as well as one on the outside. This pocket I utilized a lot, going in and out of the airports and stuff for like my passport, things that I was gonna need to access quickly. It also has a like shoulder strap, but I personally didn't really like the shoulder strap that much. I used it once. The bag is kind of big and bulky, and so it doesn't sit well like across your shoulder. It was easier for me personally to wear it like this rather than like across my body. One of my favorite things is that it has the little like slit for you to put it as like on top of your luggage.
Yeah.
So that it's easier to carry all together. And then it was easy to get off when I had to walk up and down the stairs because I couldn't carry my carry-on while this was on top of it.
But this was good. I was glad you had a bag this size on like the day we left the ship, and like just anytime we had more things to put in a bag, like I was glad you had one this size.
Yeah.
And it fit under the seats fine in the airport. The only time, I mean, it looks big.
It does.
Right? Like it's a big bag. There was one time we were getting on a KLM flight and the gate agent was like, ooh, I think you have to check that bag. And then another gate agent was like, oh no, it's like an okay size.
Yeah.
But know that like this bag, I mean, like we said, this is the mini weekender.
Yeah.
So like, know that I wouldn't be surprised if somebody was like a flight attendant or a gate agent was like, I don't know about that. That bag's pretty big. But if you lay it on its side, like it does fit, or at least it fit on the Delta and the KLM flights underneath the seats.
There was one flight, it was a little tight, but it fit still. I just couldn't push it in quite as far as I did under some of the other seats.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, a great bag. It has the little shoe compartment down on the bottom. And I would totally use it again for my personal item.
And then that leads us to the check bag.
The large 29-inch check bag. So this is the biggest bag that Beis offers.
Mm-hmm.
It's big.
It's really big.
Really big.
Almost like, I don't want to say too big, but I don't know if you could fill this and not go over the weight limit.
Yeah. There was one time while we were on our trip that I was like, ooh, maybe we should have gotten the smaller of the two check bags.
Oh, really?
Just because with that one time we were like so close to the weight limit.
Yeah, coming back we were really close to the weight limit, and
I think
all
we were like at 50 pounds.
and all we had in here was clothes.
Yeah.
So
You need to be careful how you pack this bag and what you pack in this bag.
yeah, the side, like, it'll all fit in here, but you might go over the weight limit.
Yeah.
Which is nice, you know, because there's the indicator on the handle on this side
Yeah.
that'll go red. And so, like, when we packed it on our way back and we were, like, at the weight limit, when I picked it up, I was like, I can see the red about to come through. So, like, that was nice. At least I braced myself for, like, the possibility that we might be, like, we might have to open it and, like, throw stuff in another bag
Yeah.
at the airport. But yeah, like you said, we were, like, at the weight limit.
So just something to keep in mind, if you're thinking about buying this one, you might be okay with, I think it's a 27-inch rather than 29.
Yeah, it's a big bag.
Yeah, it's gonna be really easy for you to overpack with
Yes.
this.
And with this specific bag, we did run into some issues on like the trains. From Southampton to London, there was literally no place this bag would fit.
Mm-hmm.
And then even like on the tram in Edinburgh from the city to the airport, like it was hard to get this one on the luggage racks on the tram. We were fine on our train from London to Edinburgh, but we had first class train tickets and they had specific luggage spaces for like big bags, and if we hadn't done first class, I don't know where this bag would have gone.
Yeah.
So know that this is a big bag.
Yes.
So I think you're right. I think for our everyday like travel needs, this was such a long vacation that like I had no doubt that like we needed a big bag. But I think for most of our normal trips, we probably could get away with a smaller one.
Yeah.
But again, the wheels were super, super great. I was the one who was usually lugging this around on the cobblestones because Jamie had her bags. And like, this was super easy to handle. The wheels were really great. I think probably like one of the best things about this bag is the wheels. This is the one obviously also that got thrown to the bottom of the plane. So like, again, we got some scuffing, some scratches and stuff, but nothing
major.
Nothing crazy for, you know, traveling so far. The handle was super cushy, super nice. I loved that handle.
Just to speak of the strength of like this handle, because when lugging it up and down the stairs that we did, Thomas was holding it by this handle.
Yes.
And it's like 50 pounds just by this handle, so it is a well-made bag.
Yes, yeah. I loved the inside pouch, the like clear plastic wet pouch.
Mm-hmm.
That was super nice for toiletries and for anything wet. I mean, you know, you've gotten ready for the day, so some of your toiletries, like our face brushes, the loofah, things like that, are like still wet.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have someplace to put them where I don't have to worry about everything else getting wet in there. I also loved that the bags came with like the dirty laundry bag. That was really nice to utilize, so that I didn't have my dirty laundry floating around with all the other stuff. I did really enjoy that. I enjoyed the compression straps inside. That was super useful. I really, really liked this bag. My one issue with this bag is on the other side. When we introduced you to this luggage, there was a strap to hook on another bag on the front of it. I got to use that strap for 20 minutes, 15 minutes. And then it ripped right off down the middle of an escalator. I was on the escalator in Copenhagen, and the strap literally just ripped. My suitcase fell to the ground, and I had literally had the other bag on there for, I mean, maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was quite honestly super disappointing. I was very excited to have another bag on here to be able to cart things around and only worry about essentially one bag because they were connected.
Yeah.
It would have made things going through like London and Edinburgh, and like it would have made things easier if I had only had one hand with a bag to worry about.
Yeah.
So I was honestly very disappointed that I mean, like I said, like 15 minutes into putting a bag on it, it just ripped right off. That was really disappointing and like the biggest con for me. But it was fine. I was able to like carry the other bag around, my carry-on bag around, and you know, it worked out fine the rest of the trip. But like for the cost and like, I don't know, I was very disappointed that this just ripped right off.
Yeah. Surprised, honestly, because it was like you said, maybe 20 minutes. We hadn't even gotten all the way to the train.
No, yeah, we hadn't gotten to the train from the airport yet.
Yeah, and it just ripped right off. I'm not sure, I didn't see anywhere where there was like a weight limit for that strap or anything, but...
Neither did I. I mean, maybe we went over the limit, but like, I don't know. Most everything was in this bag.
Yeah.
So my carry-on bag wasn't actually very heavy. And maybe this is just like one manufacturer error on this bag. Like it happens, I get it, but it was, like I said, for the cost and like to literally use it for like 15 minutes and then it ripped off was really disappointing.
Yeah. It was a bummer.
It was, and quite honestly, because that was literally the beginning of our trip. We had landed and like that happened. So I was like, oh great, what else is gonna happen with this bag now? But the rest of the time, everything else in the pack I loved.
Yeah.
Like I said, the size I worry about only because I think people are gonna fill it and then go over the weight limit without realizing it. But they have the weight indicator on the handle, so you sort of covered your bases that way.
It also has, you can extend this bag as well. I don't know that you would need to, unless maybe you're doing like a long road trip and you're not worried about weight.
Sure, or maybe you bought like a souvenir or something that's like not super heavy, but it's bulky.
Maybe, yeah.
Like there are situations, but I feel like most people who are gonna fill this with like clothes and like toiletries and souvenirs and stuff.
You're gonna go over the weight.
Yeah, just be very conscious of that.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, it's nice that they have the weight indicator on the handle, which I definitely utilized, and I loved the handles and the wheels. I loved everything else about this bag. It was just the baggage holder that was so disappointing.
Yeah. Overall, for the set, I think it is a good product and a good value for your money. Really, that one strap breaking was the only issue that we had. And again, like we said, the 29-inch is really big, so just be conscious of what you're packing.
Yeah, but I mean, to be quite honest, if that strap hadn't torn, I don't think I'd have like a complaint.
Yeah.
About the luggage. It was good luggage. I like it. I would recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
Like James, I felt like, I mean, it was expensive, but I feel like there's more expensive luggage out there, so I feel like the value we got for what we paid is good. And I do feel like we kind of put it through the ringer on this trip, so I'm glad that it held up so well. Like our next vacation we're going on, it's like easy.
Yeah.
Easy for luggage. You know, the luggage has to go through nothing except for a flight.
A flight.
So, but it was a good set. I liked all of it.
Overall, like I said, I'm really happy with the purchase, and I'm excited to keep using it.
Totally.
So.
There you have it. That is our review of our Beis Luggage. Like we said, we bought this with our own money. It's not sponsored.
Nope.
We're not those people yet. So this is just like our honest review, and that's how I like it. I want to set you up for the most success possible on your vacation, especially if you're investing in something like luggage that's not cheap and it's something you like need.
Yeah.
You want like a good one that's gonna last you a long time.
Yeah.
So it's really important to me that like we're honest and in our reviews of things now and like going forward. So that's our Beis Luggage review. Hopefully it helps you.
If you're trying to decide for or against this luggage, again, we really liked it.
So until next time, keep on exploring.